Hey you guys, I'm Jasmine, and today I'm bringing you guys another Reddit dating relationship advice video where we find some topics to talk about on Reddit and share our 2 cents about what we would do in a relationship or if we've been in something similar. Make sure you guys check out my dating drama playlist. It's filled with a variety of juicy stories that you guys can check out and hear my unsolicited, unwarranted commentary because I like to be in people's business and I like to share my thoughts. But yeah, that'll be linked down below in the description box, as well as the playlist will be in the cards. But without further ado, we have 3 stories that we're going to talk about. You guys can chime in the comments, share with me if you've been in a similar situation or what you would do in a situation like these. The first one, the person who writes this is a 24-year-old male and their girlfriend is a 22-year-old female. It says, "My girlfriend is spending New Year's Eve with an ex instead of me. Should I approach one of them about how I feel?" Excuse me? That relationship would have been over if it was me. Already off to a bad start. Anyways, he said, "We've been going out for a little over 2 months now, and for the holidays, she's been away to see family. So they haven't been together that long. She doesn't get to see them a whole lot because they live in different states, so that bit doesn't bother me at all. However, she mentioned that she was going to a place with a friend on New Year's Eve, who what I've gathered is an ex. The reason why this is irking me so bad is because I was cheated on for a significant amount of time during a previous relationship that lasted 2 years. That sucks. So clearly, potentially this person has trust issues." It says the ex lives on the other side of the country who is also visiting family where my girlfriend is now. So nothing to worry about them getting back together. Okay, the ex lives on the other side of the country, but I can't help but think a late night fling could happen. That's reasonable. "I'm starting to get emotionally invested with this girl, and I haven't genuinely felt like this towards someone since that 2-year relationship, since it's been 4 years since it's ended. I want to talk about this with my girlfriend, but I don't want to sound like I'm assuming she's going to cheat. There's the total possibility that I'm overthinking all of this, and nothing will happen except an honest night of fun. What should I say to my girlfriend? Should I contact the guy?" Absolutely no way. Do not contact a guy. But it says, "Girlfriend is going out with an ex of New Year's Eve, and it's freaking me out. How can I talk to her about it without sounding like a total jerkwad?" 2 months isn't a lot of time. 2 months is not a lot of time in my personal experience. Me personally, I honestly would not want to date somebody that's hanging out with their ex for New Year's Eve. That's just me. I would not want to talk to somebody. Now, it would be different if this was an ex that they dated when they were like kids. And when I say kids, I mean like young youths. Because the girlfriend is 22, so she's still young as it is, a youth. I would just be transparent about how I felt. However, again, because this is so early in the relationship, I feel like this could cause chaos, if I'm being completely honest. But I do feel like boundaries should be set. I know some people may be like,
people can be friends with their exes.
Sure. But there are some questions I need answered. How long were these 2 people talking, dating? How connected is this ex to the family? How did they end things? Like, what was the reason why they broke up? I need the reasons. Because if I don't know the reasons, I can't understand if things will go okay. And I know some people will be like, you have to trust the person, which is true. You should trust your partner. However, in the same breath, you can't be stupid. Again, New Year's Eve is one of those holidays where normally people do the midnight New Year's Eve kiss. Let's think, how would I handle this situation? I would have directly been like, firstly, I think it's suspect that she isn't exactly saying that's her ex. You're hiding something. You know this is inappropriate, but you're not exactly saying this is an ex. So why are you hiding this detail? You know it would be a problem. I would honestly, I don't even know how to say it because some people would be like, oh, they're being controlling or you're being controlling. An ex is an ex for a reason, and if you don't plan on having them at your wedding, you don't need to be having them there. Because again, you don't know if one of them still likes the other. You don't know if this ex still has feelings. She still you could assume she hopefully don't still have feelings, but her not even being direct about it being an ex, to me, is problematic. I would just be like, so is this your ex you're gonna be spending New Year's Eve with? Don't you think that's kind of inappropriate? I feel kind of uncomfortable. I need to know the background story of why they aren't together, how they broke up and ended things, and how long ago it was, because those are crucial moments, crucial key points that I need to know. And even so, at the very least, it would be nice if she hit the guy's line and FaceTimed him or did a video chat with him to bring in a New Year's or something like that, because then I'd be like, that's kind of cute. But you also can't say that because someone might be like, oh, you're being clingy. What would y'all do in this situation? Because me, I probably wouldn't want to talk to this person. I would want to be so understanding, but with how I am, I would be like, this inappropriate, bro. So let me know in the comments down below y'all thoughts. The next story says, my ex called me on New Year's Eve. They say, I had broken up with my boyfriend in January, and since then, we've never spoken to each other anymore. We had a fight when we actually didn't. He was just this insensitive asshole who thought that when people break up, they should just hate each other and never talk again. People be like that. But at the same time, I'm gonna be honest, it's probably for the best. In my opinion, it's easier to let relationships go when you have experienced negativity. From my perspective, because I'm like, if you do me dirty, it's much easier for me to let go, because I shouldn't be treated like that. I'm not gonna hold on to somebody that's treating me like trash. But that's how I perceive things. But it says, today though, at New Year's Eve, he called me saying he hopes I have a good year ahead of me and that he didn't want to go into 2022 with the thought that we might hate each other. I obviously was in shock and didn't know what to say. I panicked and basically said, thanks, you too. However, I have so many questions. Why did he actually call? When did that thought come up? He was with a mutual friend that used to be part of a friend group that eventually split. Were they talking about me? Girl, sometimes... Let me finish this first. Am I supposed to just accept the random call and call it closure? What I want you guys to advise me on is if I should say something. Should I call him and ask him what the F that was? I kind of want to know what he has been up to, who he's friends with, if he still does the stuff he did when we were together. Why he didn't call or text me on my birthday 1 week after the breakup. What should I do? You got too much investment, girl. Too much mental investment. And sometimes that's what these guys want. That's what these people want when they hit you up around these holiday seasons. They just want to drop the line.
Like, hey, I was just thinking about you.
Potentially, they're trying to either get back in. Sometimes they could be sincere, but they're doing it for them. It's not for you. They could have been thinking about you, might have even missed you, but an ex is an ex for a reason. You clearly stated that they were an insensitive a-hole earlier before, so why do you even care? You say, why did he actually call? When did the thought come up? It really don't matter. It really does not matter, because he's trash. Were they talking about me? If they were, I mean... it is what it is. Am I supposed to just accept that random call and call it closure? That chapter should have been closed. Y'all been broke up. What was this? It's a year. It's given a year. You said I had broken up with my boyfriend in January. This man contacted you almost a whole year later. Should she say something? Should I call him and ask him what the F that was? No. Because all he wants is attention. That's all it's given. He thinking, and this is the thing, from my experience over the years, I have had different situations within my dating career where I would be dating someone and we would stop talking and they would have reached out to me. Sometimes same year, 1 year later, 2 years later, 3 years later. I've even had exes reach out to me 6, 7 years later. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of times they're lazy. I mean, not lazy. They are lonely and they want to see what you've got going on. Some of them may also even want to actually rekindle something, or they may try to, I don't want to say manipulate, but I also do want to say manipulate. They may want to reach out to you just so you know,
I'm thinking about you.
just so you know,
You cross my mind, but I want to cross yours.
and that's how some of them think. Now, because I have had people contact me to tell me happy birthday or happy new year or Merry Christmas, happy Thanksgiving, stuff like that. A lot of times they are just testing the waters. Potentially they want to see what you got going on. They want to see if you gonna open that door to let them in, to potentially trigger a situationship that's gonna waste your time, waste your emotions. Some of them just don't be knowing what they want. They just be playing games. And an ex is an ex for a reason. If they did you wrong beforehand, more than likely they're gonna do you wrong again. The only time where I'm like, it makes sense, or not makes sense, but it would potentially be okay to talk to an ex, is if like you broke up with somebody and then 5-10 years later y'all try to rekindle something. That's the only time where I'm like, maybe talking to an ex, there would be some growth with them and you could potentially try again, depending on the circumstances of what happened and transpired between y'all. But I would not recommend engaging with this man. You said he was an insensitive asshole, but you also even said why he didn't call or text me on my birthday 1 week after the breakup. Girl, he playing in your face. Absolutely not. You leave that man alone. He just trying to cause chaos within you, which clearly that's what's happening. He not worth it. He would just be headache and just a situationship that you really gonna want to get rid of. Gonna be wasted time, wasted emotion, wasted effort, wasted mental stress that you don't need. I wouldn't even focus on him personally. But let me know y'all thoughts in the comments down below. How would y'all feel if your ex, who you hadn't talked to in over a year, your ex who had been an insensitive asshole, your ex who 1 week after the breakup, your birthday came around and they didn't say anything to you, but then a whole year later, they hit you up like,
Hey, Happy New Year. Didn't want to come into the New Year with bad blood.
even though they was clearly on that energy literally a whole year ago. How would you feel?
Me personally,
I blocked that man. He would never speak to me again. Now the next story, spending New Year's Eve with my ex, then having an emotional breakdown. Ooh, girl. So the person is a 32-year-old female and their ex is a 32-year-old male. It says, so me and my ex split up a few months ago and I have tried to remain friends ever since. So last night let me stop. I say it time and time again. If you break up with somebody, don't try to be friends with them within that year. That's just my personal experience, my personal opinion. I do not recommend trying to rekindle friendships with exes who you've recently split up with, because 9 times out of 10, one of you guys has emotions that you guys are not over with or have not dealt with. It's gonna linger, which could cause a whole situationship or more hurt feelings, or you investing emotional time into this person, which in turn, one or the both of you could be moved on and the other one is still stuck in the past. Do not recommend being friends with exes unless y'all have had time apart, as in a year plus. So it says, so last night we decided rather than spend the night on our own, we should keep each other company. Wrong. We have been toying with the idea of getting back together. See what I say? And trying again, seeing as we still have feelings for one another and can't seem to let each other go. I just said that. But there's a problem. I recently found out that he started seeing someone after we broke up, and this was a girl that he's spending a lot of time with during our relationship and was accused of cheating on me by her partner at the time. And I have told him multiple times that I'm not okay with it. It validated how he made me feel back then when I was paranoid that there was something going on. Why would you choose to still engage with a man who is involved with someone who he potentially was involved with before you? It's stuff like this where, don't get me wrong, I understand being emotionally involved with someone to the point where you can't think clearly. But at the same time, it's like, respect yourself, because he clearly does not. If he really wanted to be serious, if he actually was interested, he should have broke up with her and then been like, you know what, I want to get back together with you. But even then, even still, he was entertaining somebody else. He already was with somebody. You had an issue with that. You felt like something was going on with. Y'all broke up. He hopped into a relationship with this chick that you had an issue with, that you felt some type of way about if something was going on between them. And then he's persistently, y'all talking with each other, flirting, whatever, emotions intertwined. He emotionally cheating while he with somebody. That don't sound like a good person to be in a relationship with in general. He need to be single is what it's given. Anyway, last night we were sitting talking, having a laugh, and he brought her up in conversation. I told him I don't want to know anything about what's going on. It's a sore spot for me, especially with us reconsidering our relationship, and he needed to end it with this girl. As much as I don't like her, I don't think it's fair on her that we're still hanging about as friends, and it's not fair on me either, so he needs to make up his mind. You know what's another thing? So, okay, I feel like it's so funny when people don't like the girl when they're in a situation, but they'll still like the man, because it's like the man is the problem. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some women out there that will prey on other women's men. That's a different breed of women. You know, I don't know if they're going to hell, but you know. I'm just saying, that's a whole completely different situation. But I'm just saying, why is it that people be mad at the woman, but not the man who the one actually doing stuff he ain't supposed to be doing? And it's the fact that you sitting up here with him when you know this information. Because he did it to you. I know I'm not innocent. In this either by continuing to spend time with him, but I lost my temper last night in a spectacular fashion. I walked out of his place after unloading all my thoughts and feelings on him, and told him that if he still loved me and had any respect for me, he would not be doing what he's doing, and if he thought anything of this other girl, he wouldn't still be talking to me. You can say all that. It don't defeat the purpose of what he already been doing. It says, see, he has an issue that after we broke up, I tried to get him back multiple times, but he didn't want me. It was all too raw, and I ended up seeing someone else, but he was already talking to this girl at that point. But he's saying he can't forgive me for seeing this other guy, even though it was only a few weeks. So while shouting at him, I told him that yes, what I did was bad, but that what he's doing is way worse, and yet I'd still forgive him. It's given toxic. Y'all need to be talking to each other. Because why would you, if you explained that the reason why y'all broke up was because you felt he was cheating on you, and then you tried to get him back. See, I can't even tell exactly why they broke up. If it was because he was cheating or if he got tired of her accusing him. I feel like I did a video about being accused of being cheated on. It's a tiring experience. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And it's just easier to break up with somebody who gonna constantly accuse you of cheating, but that's just me. If he cheated on her, or was emotionally cheating, whatever, with this current girl he's currently with, she broke up with him, and then she tried to get back with him multiple times. Girl, pick yourself up. But then she ended up seeing somebody else, considering he was already talking to somebody else, and he had an issue with her dating somebody else. He arrogant. He got some nerve. She begging this man to be with him. And he not even thinking about her for real. He doing what he doing, and he felt disrespected because she chose somebody else over him after he did his dirt and was already with somebody else. And it's people like that. He don't need to be messing with her. She don't need to be messing with him. But she said, I guess I just need advice. We were together for 9 years. 9 years? Then it says, me and my ex have been spending time together behind his new girlfriend's back and are thinking of getting back together, and I got too emotional and shot at him. Girl, don't blame yourself. You shouldn't be with this man anyways. He sound awful. Because again, I will never understand how, and this has happened to me a few times, where I would be talking to somebody and then they would do something I didn't like and we would stop talking. I would be like, you know what? I don't want to talk to you no more. And then I would proceed to talk to somebody else, whether it was a month or two later, whatever. And then the person that I used to talk to would hit me up like, you must have been talking to somebody else. No, I moved on because you were trash. For some reason, a lot of people will try to justify whatever they did or feel like they weren't in the wrong. And it's like, I can completely not like anything about you after I find out that you did me dirty. My feelings will be hurt. I'ma cry when I find out this information of what you did, or when I make the realization that you're not a good fit for me because you treat me horribly or make me feel negative or miserable, or I feel alone when I'm with you, whatever the reason, cheating, whatever. My thing is, I'm going to reflect on how you made me feel negatively. And that's one thing about me. I will remember the way you made me feel negatively and the reason for the breakup. And I will never want to talk to you again. I will never want to talk to you again. Some men, and it could happen with women, I don't know what men go through, but some of the men that I've dated, they would literally find out, they would find out I was talking to somebody else and reach out to me.
You're talking to somebody else?
Why is this a big deal when you were a whore in the street? Please explain to me why this is such a conflicting concept. You really thought I was gonna pine over you when you're trash? You're treating me like trash? And 9 years is a long time to invest in somebody, and they acting like that and they moving like that. It's given this woman is holding on because of the time investment. And she potentially, an emotion investment, obviously. She really just wanted to make things worth because of all that time they've been together. But it's given in this with him because he clearly is not a decent person to be dating. And hopefully whatever happens with that other girl, she works it out, because it seems like he gonna do the same thing to her. But let me know in the comments down below what y'all thoughts are about this situation. How would y'all feel if somebody did this to you? Let me know your thoughts about the other situations I mentioned previously, because yeah, couldn't be me. But I'll be seeing you guys again soon. Make sure you guys check out my dating drama video playlist, which will be linked down below in the description box as well as in the cards. I'll be catching y'all again soon, so stay blessed, stay positive.